Hi everyone, and thank you for taking time out with me here at Twinpossible. Today I'm going to talk about eczema. I'm not going to talk about the medical condition a lot itself. I'll do that at a different date where I gain more knowledge on it, since my daughter was recently diagnosed at newly 13 months with the disease. It kind of devastated me because here I had this perfect, healthy set of twins, and then like that comes along, and I know there are far worse things. But after you lose a child, you see them suffer, and they pass away, and you lose two children, and you just can't, like, it's really hard to explain. You just can't stand to see anything wrong. I mean, even a cold, it breaks your heart, even just a little more than normal. After you've been through that pain, just to see your child cry, suffer. So to see this eczema come on all of a sudden out of nowhere for no reason, it seemed, and she starts scratching, and these bumps, you could see it, seeing her scratch, and seeing she was uncomfortable at night all of a sudden when she was perfect and everything was fine, was devastating. And I mean, just the physical torment of it, and then also the appearance torment of, like, thinking, oh my God, are people going to make fun of her? They're going to look at her like she's contagious and she's got some disease her whole life? Because after going through a life of having quite a few years there where I was bullied for my looks, to think about something like that happening to my daughter, I would never, ever, ever let anybody do to my daughter what was done to me. And to think of them starting out on anything less than the perfect footing is just, I mean, it's sad. That's sad, but what's worse is just seeing her suffer and seeing it so apparent on her body, and wondering where it's popping up next and getting worse and better, and every day is like, what's next? And I hate it. And I saw the doctor, and the doctor made it seem like it's nothing, and it'll be around a while, Shell, but it's not going to be around forever, and blah, blah, blah. And then I Googled it, and I learned totally different things that freaked me out, and other things that can accompany it down the line, and I just, like, lost it. So my stomach's been in knots for a couple of weeks, and since we found out, and I'll tell you, I feel for that baby so bad, and she's so beautiful and so wonderful and perfect that it just breaks my heart. And she always reminded me, she looks like my son, who passed away, and so that's like an extra. So I always had a little bit of a look at her and see him, and like always had, and so now it's like, it makes it even worse, honestly. But I'm trying to stay at the game. They prescribed her some steroidal cream that I'm afraid of using, because I used a little bit of it, not as much as they said, because it says it can stunt growth, and if, God forbid, she even would have anyway ended up shorter than her twin sister, because they're not identical, I'd feel guilty that it was that for the rest of my life. So I'm trying to be very minimal on that, and hope for the best that maybe the doctor's lackadaisical attitude about the whole thing is true. He told me not to Google, to stay away from the computer, yeah, right, and not worry about it. And apparently affects 10% of infants and children, and I've never seen any baby with it, so I guess much like the stork bites, this is just a new phenomenon to me. So, I mean, just knowing that she's having a hard time sleeping and seeing her itch and be in some kind of discomfort is really painful. What I want to say is, I don't know what to blame. It can be caused by allergies, and it's kind of strange to me that it didn't come on earlier, that it waited all the way to 13 months to show up, which isn't impossible, but it usually starts at a few months old, or even like 5, 6 top. But like 13 months, it seems like it's something, and I can't figure it out. We switched her to full formula again, and thought, because she was getting better for a few days, that was it, and then it got worse again. So it's not the milk. She's not allergic to milk, which would have been a relief in one way, and then in another way kind of bad too, because a lot of things that people enjoy in life are made from milk. But at least I would have an answer. Now I don't have an answer, so that kind of bugs me out and makes me wonder and think, and also feel guilty. Guilty why, you ask? Because when a mom doesn't know something, then all she can do is worry and wonder and think to herself about could-haves, would-haves, should-haves, and a couple of those things are breastfeeding. I didn't breastfeed them. With twins, I just knew I couldn't do it. Now I'm thinking, why didn't I just do it? If I did it, maybe this wouldn't have happened, because I read that breastfed babies are less likely to get this. So there, I'm internalizing this could be my fault in that way. And also, the doctors are pushing the solid foods on babies so young that, you know, we believe in our pediatricians, and of course we want to believe in them because they've been in medical school. They know more than we do, right? Not always. And you know, every pediatric association, whatever, says if you look it up, to wait till 6 months or more to give your baby solid foods. It's not going to hurt them, and it reduces the risk of food allergies and eczema. I didn't really know anything about that. When I had my sons, I know it was probably 6 months or more before I gave them solids. With my daughter 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, they said 3 months, give her the solids. That was our first baby together. 9.5 years since I had another one, and had had a pediatrician newborn visit like this. So at 3 months, we started feeding her the rice cereal, and then followed by fruits and other things, and nothing became of it. She's perfectly healthy, no allergies at all. My other two didn't have allergies, and so my Allie now has it, and I felt weary about it, so I waited till closer to 3.5, 3 3/4 months, where I saw that the bottle wasn't filling them up a lot, and I gave them the cereal to try to, like, you know, give them more, because they were getting up and they were hungry, and the doctor just pushed us, and so I followed that lead, and then we just ended up going from there to the fruits and the veggies, and everything was fine until 13 months. So now I'm blaming myself that maybe if I waited till 6 months and after, that this might not have happened. And of course, if I brought up to the pediatrician, well, do you think that it could have been from that? He's the same one who told me to do it, starting at 3 months. Even before I actually started it, he was telling me to do it earlier. So, you know, he's not going to say, oh yeah, sure, that's what it was. Just like they'll never say if vaccines really have anything to do with autism or not. I know nothing about that subject. I've never had an autistic child, but who the heck knows? See, so then a mother, all she can do is blame herself. So I do. Now I'm wondering, was it I didn't breastfeed? You know, could it have been prevented because I could have waited till 6 months to give her food? So that's all on me then, you know, and then I hate myself. So I'm warning you guys out there, if you're pregnant now or you have little ones, don't always listen to your pediatrician, okay? Of course, granted, there's worse things than a skin condition, but this also can lead to asthma and things. Hay fever, asthma, things that are very dangerous and uncomfortable in life, apparently from what I read, not what the doctor's telling me. But he saw that I was very nerve-wracked, so he could be calming me down. He's very like that. He's very, you know, I like somebody that doesn't worry you, but also be a little bit real with me at the same time, because I don't like to be panicked, but I don't like to be, you know, not lied to, but downplayed to, and you know, calmed down, and like to a point where, you know, I got to doubt your honesty with me. But, you know, so I shouldn't have Googled, but I did, and I can't help but believe some of the things that I read, that it's not just going to disappear shortly, and that's going to be the end of it after a one-time thing, and that no health repercussions are going to be in the future, because why would all that information I read be there? But you can reduce the risk of food allergies with eczema. Is a bunch of different, it's an allergy, it's just a bunch of skin conditions rolled up into one term, eczema. But a lot of times it is caused by food allergies, which could be wheat, it could be milk. Right now we're searching, trying to figure out if it's anything she's eating. I mean, even the dog, I mean, I don't know if an allergy like that can happen overnight, but we have 3 dogs. So, I mean, you know, got to figure out what it is, because I love my dogs dearly, but if they had to go for her benefit and comfort, you know, any parent's going to have to part with them no matter how much you love them, because you love your child a lot more and you want them to be happy and healthy. So we just have to figure it out. If I don't figure it out, I don't think I'll ever find peace in my heart, and I'm going to blame myself forever if it was my doing. So just go with the Pediatric Association. Just wait. Nothing's going to kill them for waiting 6+ months. If they need extra bottle or extra feedings at the breast, it might stop. Not definitely, but it might reduce greatly the chances of your child going through this disease and having this, and you feeling horrible like I do right now, just in the chance that it could be that. So just hug your babies, love them up, and if you have anything positive, because I don't think I can handle anything negative about the eczema disease, do please write me, contact at twinpossible.com, and share with me your story. Because I don't have any friends with children who've had it. I have no kids who've had it. I don't know anything really about it, and I would like some encouragement, but I don't want it from a doctor that's, you know, the one who told me to start feeding her, told us to start feeding her so early, them so early. So just go with your gut, with the solids, and don't always listen to the advice of your pediatrician. And if you can breastfeed, it was twins, so I mean, I had a hard enough time with one. If you can breastfeed, that is the best thing you can do for your baby. If you can't manage it, don't feel guilty about it, but I just happen to now because of the possibility. But hopefully we'll figure out what it is. Hopefully it's just the food. We can eliminate it and go back to our normal lives. But we'll see. So prayers for Allie and prayers for Mommy that she doesn't have a stroke. And thank you for taking time out with me, Shelly, here at Twinpossible. Thank you.